Welcome to CareerSpeak, a podcast dedicated to telling the stories of student success. On this edition, we'll be speaking with Regan Marriner, an alumna of the undergraduate and graduate Textile Design program at Thomas Jefferson University. The company she'll be speaking about today, Hemp Black, can be found online at hempblack.com. I am your host, Patrick Ryan, and this is recorded on the East Falls campus of Thomas Jefferson University. You are listening to CareerSpeak. Welcome, everyone. Today, I have Regan Marriner with me. Hello, Regan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. So, Regan, for all the listeners, who is Regan Marriner? What are you up to? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. So, I went to Philadelphia University. I finished my undergrad in Textile Design in 2017. And then right after that, I went into my master's here at Jefferson, and I just finished in May of 2019 with an MS in Textile Design. And now I currently work full-time for Hemp Black, which is a hemp startup technology company located right in Manayunk.
So for everyone listening to this, you already know that this is coming to you from the East Falls campus of Thomas Jefferson University, which was formerly Philadelphia University. So we're happy to have Regan with us today. And Manayunk is the adjacent neighborhood, so it is literally right down the road. All right, so you know the setup of the podcast. We ask all of our guests, all past alum, to tell us sort of the three words that you think were the biggest impact or helped you with your career success. What are those three words laid out for us?
So my three words are creative, passionate, and motivated.
All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about the three of these. Creative. Tell me about that. Why creative?
So as a textile designer, right now I am the design catalyst for Hemp Black, and my job, I need to use my creativity in designing. Right now I'm designing sportswear for Hemp Black, along with many other things that we'll be launching later. So, I mean, creativity is very important in designing. You need to kind of be open and use your creativity to design new things each day. And then also with my learning, I mean, I like to learn new things every day. I like to learn from the other designers on my team, and just be creative in general with the way I live.
So creativity is obviously a huge portion of the major that you were, both as an undergrad and a grad. So tell me about textile design. Obviously, when I moved to Philadelphia and started working here in 2016, I never gave a thought to where the clothing on my back came from and who designed it and the patterns. So I have to ask, knowing that I didn't even know you could major in this, how did you find it, and how did this come to be?
Surprisingly, I actually did not even know what textile design was either. It was actually my sophomore year of high school. I came to one of the open houses here, and I talked to Marcia Weiss, our program director. I actually came to the open house thinking that I wanted to major in fashion design because I loved clothes and, styling and putting them together, picking out outfits. And then I talked to Marcia, and she actually showed me what textile design was and showed me the different types of fabrics that students were making, the different patterns. And I thought they were just unbelievable. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do with the rest of my life, is create things like this. And I thought it was really cool that textiles can be used for anything from upholstery fabrics, automobile fabrics, and clothing. Personally, I am more drawn to the clothing, but it's still so cool. I mean, I'm working with fabrics that could be used for the interiors of cars and trains, but then also the same fabric can be used for handbags and yoga mats. cool things like that.
So again, I have to go back to, again, I did not know perhaps that this was such a concentrated field. But now, knowing that, what was the feedback you got? So here you are, you're 17, 18 years old, you stumble upon Jefferson, you find out about textile design. What are people around you saying at this point that you've decided, like, this is it, this is the aha moment, textile design all the way?
Yeah, it was definitely mixed feedback. I know from my family and friends, they had never heard of textile design either. Even my high school counselors, they were kind of like, are you sure you want to study textile design? Like, do you know what that is? Like, are there many jobs out there? And I actually was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I want to follow my dreams and become a textile designer. Like, I always wanted to create sportswear. And then when I looked at Jefferson, I saw where a lot of the alums were working, and that's like Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, Urban Outfitters, Lilly Pulitzer. And I was like, if I can get a job at any of those companies, I mean, that's already me following my dreams.
What's so interesting about this is we talked about this in pre-production a little bit, and now that we're talking about it, it sounds like, people talk about, what they know. And you told me, just a few minutes ago that there are actually more jobs in textile than there are people that can do them, right? So now we have a not saturated market because we don't know what a textile designer can do. And obviously you've just listed about a billion things that they can do. All right, so tell me about, and tell the listeners about, that have no idea about textile design, what kind of classes do you take in textile design? Which ones did you like the best? And were there any projects that sort of made you feel like creativity was such a driving force and has led to your success?
Yeah, textile design is really cool because you get both the technical aspect of creating fabrics, analyzing fabrics, but then also the more design side where you're literally picking out the yarns to then create yardage of fabric that could be made into a coat or, pants, whatever it may be. And with textile design for undergrad, it's really cool because you get to do all three, which is knit design, weave design, and print design. And then for your capstone, you can choose one, or, I did all three because I couldn't choose, which is then another reason why I wanted to stay for grad school, was because then I could pick one to focus on. I chose knit design, but I still did a lot of weave design and print design in addition. But yeah, so we have studio classes, but we also learn how to use all the technology for the different types of knitting machines and weaving looms and the different printers for printing on fabric and printing on paper and different substrates. It's really cool.
Did you realize at the time when you visited as a prospective student that it was going to be as technical as it turned out to be?
It was actually really cool. So when I did go on the many tours that I went on and saw all the machines, I kind of in the back of my mind thought like, oh, I'll probably like never use them or like not learn as much as I definitely did not know that I would learn as much on those machines as I did, which was another great thing about grad school, was I had more time to use the machines, and I learned how to use almost every single machine that I could learn. But yeah, I guess I knew it was going to be technical, but I didn't really think I would learn as much as I did.
So of all the classes that you talked about and all the different specializations that you talked about, what was your favorite project? What's something that you did while in undergrad? I want to make that clear. In undergrad that you did that you thought was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. So my senior year, spring of my senior year, I collaborated with my friend Maria Palantino, who was in fashion design. And so for my undergrad, I played on the women's basketball team. So the spring of my senior year, I collaborated for the first time with a fashion design student, which was super awesome. I had never done it before. I made all the fabrics for her collection. I knit, I wove on the jacquard loom, and then she created a 5-look collection. And our goal the whole time was to be chosen to go to New York Fashion Week. 2 seniors are chosen each semester. And so that was our goal to start the semester with. And we actually achieved our goal. We went to New York Fashion Week the following September. And that was just, amazing. It was so cool to see everything walk down the runway and just be in New York at Fashion Week with our collection on the runway.
That's amazing. And again, that was in undergrad. So in undergrad, we are going to New York Fashion Week, creating all of the patterns and materials for this line that was shown in New York City. So that is awesome. And I'm going to be doing a lot of Googling when we leave here of all the different looms and things that you're talking about, producing all these things so that I know what they look like. So looking ahead to graduate school, so you had a great undergraduate experience, as Regan told you, and on top of all of this stuff that she's learning, the technicality, the fabrics, all of that, she's also playing on the women's basketball team, so that has to be noted. Then you move on to graduate school. So tell me about what the differences were there, why you would encourage someone to do it, or maybe even discourage if it's not necessary. What were the big differences there?
So grad school is definitely more independent in, finding your path and what you want to do. It's more open to new possibilities. So for my thesis, I designed a sportswear collection, and I actually learned how to knit whole garment, which is 0 seams. It's less waste, so it should be 0 waste knitting. And so you program everything, you pick out your yarns. I used all recycled polyester yarns. And then I created whole garment sportswear. So 1 piece, no seams. And I also made sneakers, and I did as little sewing as possible. So most of them were just like 1 single seam in the back. And yeah, all of that I learned through graduate school. The whole garment process, that was all new. It was actually new to my professors as well. I had people come in from the Shima company to teach us. So yeah, that's something that's definitely unique about grad school, is really like driving in on what you're passionate about and being able to find the resources you need to accomplish those goals.
So let's move on to your second word. So creativity was number 1, and now passion or passionate is the second. So what about this word do you think led to your success?
Yeah, so I think that I'm very passionate about everything that I do, especially with basketball. I love playing basketball. I still do. And although I was not recruited to play college basketball, I decided to walk on to the women's basketball team my freshman year. So I did go through the whole trying out process to make the team. And I kind of just never gave up. I just kept going. And that was really great. I don't regret anything. I'm so glad that I did that. And then also, my passion for designing. When I was looking at schools and looking at what to major in, people were kind of like, are you sure you want to do textile design? And I was like, yeah, that's what I love. And I want to work and do something that I love to do every day. I don't want it to feel like work. And so, yeah, I've always been passionate about following my dreams. And like I talked about before, sportswear has always been one of my passions, and designing it. I started designing it in undergrad and grad, and now that's my full-time job, is designing sportswear for this Hemp Black company.
So that's a great transition. Let's talk about Hemp Black. What is the company? What are they all about? What are their values? What's their mission? What is Hemp Black doing?
So Hemp Black is a startup hemp technology company. Our mission statement is Hemp Black is a disruptive eco experience delivering performance and value with purpose. So our whole main value is to create fabrics that are actually good for the environment. So we say that we're carbon negative because with the product that we're producing is actually good for the environment, whereas normal carbon is not good for the environment. We are eco-conscious. We try to create as little waste as possible, and while doing so, we're creating a yoga wear collection that is actually good for not only yourself but also the environment itself.
So looking at what you are doing, so what is your role on the team? How are you contributing to this larger entity? Can you tell someone kind of a day in the life at Hemp Black?
Yeah, so I am the design catalyst, like I said before. I do a little bit of everything right now. I'm designing prints for the yoga wear collection. I am also we're building a new headquarters in Georgetown, Kentucky. And so I've been doing a lot of designing with the new building. And I pretty much, I do a little bit of everything. Anywhere that there's design, I'm in there.
So this is something I was not aware of before. So you're actually helping with the design of the building. So this is like architecture, yes?
Yeah. More so, I guess, interior design, which is new to me, but very cool.
So what has been your role with this yoga wear? So what have you contributed to this that you can share?
So I created one of the main prints, which is actually an image of the hemp herd, which is what we use, and then it's carbonized, and then there's an image of it that's carbonized under the microscope, and so I created a repeated pattern out of that image, and that's kind of like our signature print right now. So I'm excited for you all to see that.
I got to be honest with you. I have no idea what you just said or how that process would work. But I know there are people out there that know exactly what you're talking about. But I'm assuming that this is just a new fabric and this is how you are able to put the image and the pattern into it. Is that correct? This is the process to which you would do that?
Yes. So it's an image of the process to create this new fiber that we're creating.
Awesome. So one of the things that I want to talk about is the environmental impact. Obviously, the fashion industry is notorious for waste, and this is a carbon negative, environmentally conscious company. And you mentioned earlier that that is something that you are passionate about as well. So
I've grown up recycling and composting. I used to make fun of my mom for it. I thought it was pretty lame. But now I see how important that is, and I really value Hemp Black's values as a company because we live to do things like that, and it kind of brings a full circle to the way I grew up and how I'm impacting the earth today.
Start them young, and then they will impact the world in a positive way. Well, that's great. So what is some of the behind the scenes stuff of kind of your next word? So what motivates you to get up every day and do this? Obviously, you get to be creative. You're definitely passionate about textile design in general, but definitely passionate about the sportswear and the things you're doing with Hemp Black. What motivates you every day to get up and do this type of work?
Yeah, I think working for a company that you love and you are so passionate about, definitely motivates me to go to work every day to do everything that I can to create this great company. We are a startup, so every little thing counts. We aim to help others live a healthy lifestyle, and to do that, you have to as well. So by working out, eating healthy, our whole brand it's a lifestyle brand. So we're creating fabrics that are infused with CBD oil, which is, I think most people know what it is, but it does so many good things for your body. And we're creating these fabrics that will actually take care of your body as well, because of the CBD oil. It will actually kill the bacteria that's on the fabric. And I mean, all of that helps to promote this healthy lifestyle that we aim to do.
So again, for all the people that do not know what CBD oil is, can you just give maybe a couple of examples other than the example you used for how you're using it on the fabric, what people might use this for? What are some common things that this supplement's being used for?
Yeah, a lot of people take CBD oil for pain, anxiety. It's an anti-inflammatory. I take it just to relax. I take it before bed. Some people take it in the morning for energy. There's many different uses for it. For our company, we're using it in fabric. Our sister company is Ananda Hemp, and that's where we get our CBD oil from. So our farm is actually in Kentucky, which is really cool. I've been there. I've seen the CBD plants. I've seen the hemp fiber plants, which is also what we use. And I mean, the whole life cycle of the product is very cool because it is very sustainable. Hemp is actually really good for the earth. It has been taking over where tobacco was grown, which is really interesting. And we get 3 growing cycles a year, which is more than cotton and other fibers, which is also a really great thing.
Looking ahead, all of the things that you've talked about today, talk about starting out in a program that people were unsure of, or at best you had mixed feedback for, having a show in New York Fashion Week where you collaborated to create the fabric, getting to have some independent time in research and graduate school to sort of fine-tune what you want to do. Now you're at Hemp Black doing even more interesting and exciting work. Are you where you thought you would be when you started this journey, or are you somewhere different? Are you somewhere better? How did this play out?
I am definitely in a different place than I thought I would be. I 100% think I'm in a way better place than I thought I would be. My goal was always to work for one of these big corporate sportswear companies. But in reality, I would be like a little ant compared to what I'm doing here at Hemp Black as a fresh graduate. I mean, I definitely would not have these opportunities in any other company. And I'm so grateful for these opportunities. I'm learning so much more than I would be, and I'm designing more, creating more, and just more, more everything, honestly.
So for incoming textile designers, or fashion designers for that matter, what would you tell the younger you? I mean, what would be sort of the advice given the path that you've taken? It's a little different than what you thought, but it seems to be better than what you thought. So what would be some of that advice that you might give someone coming in to the program this year?
Definitely following your dreams and what you're passionate about, and staying motivated to chase those dreams. I mean, I've always wanted to follow my dreams, and I think I've continued to do so. And I mean, that's the best advice, is no matter what people say and no matter what people think, just do what you want to do, because in the end, you being happy doing what you love is what's most important.
We're going to talk about a little bit what your future plans are and the things you're looking forward to in the next few years. But what are, in your opinion, the exciting things that are happening in the industry now? So what's happening in textile design that's maybe new, something that people don't know about? Obviously, this is one of them, but things that people don't know about. What are some things that people out there that don't know much about the industry are going to start hearing about and seeing?
Yeah, I think seamless knitting is one of the biggest things right now. It's more high tech, and it's more on the advanced technology side of things, but it's definitely been being used for some time now. And that's, I think that's the most innovative, definitely as far as knitting right now in the industry. But I also think, I mean, our new hemp black fibers and fabrics are what's really going to blow the industry away. I mean, there's nothing out there that's actually good for the environment and good for your body, and also, I mean, taking care of your body, killing bacteria, keeping bugs away. I mean, if you hear of anything as good as hemp black, let me know.
Wow. So now looking ahead, working every day, achieving your goals, starting to work for a company like this and getting all of this experience, it sounds like sort of ahead of your time, or at least you perceive to be sort of ahead of your time. What does the future hold? What are some things that you're excited to look forward to? Are there some new technologies? Are there things that you're personally working on that you can't wait to see what happens?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, almost everything I'm working on right now, I can't wait to be able to share and for everyone to see and hopefully purchase and be wearing. But yeah, there's so many things that I'm excited about. I'm excited for our new building in Georgetown, Kentucky, and all the different equipment that we'll have there to be able to produce everything in-house. And yeah, I think the future is exciting. It's been a crazy ride and very busy, but it'll be worth it.
All right. So the 3 words today: creative, passionate, and motivated. This is Regan Marriner, graduate of the Textile Design program in 2017, graduated in the graduate program in 2019. Regan, thank you for coming on. Is there any last words for your future designers or students at Jefferson that you would want them to know?
Follow your dreams and don't give up.
That's Regan Marriner. I'm Patrick Ryan. This is another edition of CareerSpeak. Our theme music is composed by Spencer and Robin of Single Use Plastic, edited by Robin and Patrick. Our podcast is in collaboration with WPHU and Career Services.